Hello everybody, it's Richard Hart here. I just want to let you know that the Pulsechain.com mainnet has launched and PulseX.com on that mainnet has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this and it's finally here.
Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing well. And we are in the midst of the early stages of this bull market, right? Trying to tackle Bitcoin rallying up big time and trying to get up to that previous all-time high of 69K. And man, look at it go! Wow! Powerhouse, and those Bitcoin ETFs are really playing out. We're going to talk about all that and more in the live stream. Hopefully, you guys will be able to subscribe. Because we do this just about every day. So get in there, folks, and do that. We got Lights Beneath the Truth in the house. How are you today? Very, very good. Market is green. The sun is shining outside. Can't wish for a much better combo. And, of course, Hex, PLS, PLSX, and Center for the win, 100%. And, of course, that's got to be the next thing to rally, right? The old Pulsechain gold and cryptos. We're looking forward to that, too. We got Sandy Beach in the house there. Big shout out to Sandy. Awesome influence in the Pulsechain Hex space, looking at fitness and health. And of course, that is the latest there. Next mini challenge info above. So get into it, folks, for March. That is the link. And of course, it's going to be working on the legs, is it? Working on the legs. We already had the push-up challenge for February, and now we've moved on to squats, I think it is, for the legs for March. So get into that, folks. Start working on those legs. We got Joe Torres as well in the house there. What's up? Good to see you, Joey. Welcome to the chat. Grandpa Pulse in the house there. Hey, all. Good to see you, Grandpa Pulse. And Hunter51 as well. Hello, Superman and friends. Hey, good to see you, Hunter. And yeah, definitely welcome to all the friends in the house. We're going to be doing an awesome topic here. Bitcoin hit 60,000 and went way above that. Richard Hart's potential BTC target as well, 241,500. We're going to talk about that later on. Get into it. That's going to be a lot of fun. So without further ado, we're going to have a quick update on the stock market. And this will be what day? Wednesday for this US stock market. And we're going to quick update on that, and then we're going to jump straight into Bitcoin and the crypto because it has been absolutely pumping amazingly. So let's get into it without further ado. There is the title there. S&P 500 slips as tech struggles ahead of key inflation data. Waiting for that PCE data, remember. We got the Dow Jones there is pretty much flat there at 23 points. It's down slightly. 38,949. The S&P 500 is down slightly as well, 0.78%, 8.4 points to 5,069. Nasdaq there down over 0.5% there, 87 points to 15,947. So a bit of a pullback there, just slight pullback in the market there, but Nasdaq is definitely down 0.5%, so that's a bit decent there. The US dollar is just up slightly versus the trading partners at 103.86, and the commodities, let's look at that. We got West Texas there, $78, and Brent oil at $81.87. Gold at the moment is pretty much flat at 2,043, and the silver there is down just under 0.4% at 8 cents at $22.67. So that's the stock market and the commodities. All a bit down today, except for oil. I don't know, they're all pretty much down, except for maybe natural gas, which we don't talk about much. So let's get into the economics there. Signs of a cooling economy ahead of PCE inflation in focus. Do you guys know that PCE is the main inflation indicator for the Federal Reserve? The U.S. economy expanded at a rate of 3.2% annualized in the fourth quarter, revised slightly down from the previous record of 3.3%, and a drop of 4.9% in the prior quarter there. So slightly lower inflation on an annualized basis. While the minimal revision of fourth quarter GDP underscores the ongoing storyline of a strong economy and a resilient consumer, momentum clearly slowed from an outsized rise of near 5% in the third quarter into a year end. The weakened growth data came just a day ahead of the PCE price data, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge that is likely to factor into the central bank's outlook on interest rates. The positive economic outlook bodes well for corporate earnings. Let me just pause that video. The positive economic outlook bodes well for corporate earnings. Earnings growth should be less narrow this year, thereby supporting a broadening of equity market leadership there. So that's pretty good for the corporates. It's probably going to be a bit lagged. We're going to have things a lot more lagged than we expected in terms of the impact of interest rates and things like that. So there we are. That is it. So slightly lower GDP. Waiting for that PCE inflation data. Going to be pretty important too as we get closer and closer to the next Fed meeting, which is how long away? 2 days. 2 weeks and 6 days. So just under 7 weeks away. 3 weeks away. Just under 3 weeks away there on the old inflation data. Let's go to June. June at the moment, we're expecting about just over 60% of people expecting a pivot in June. But it's definitely getting pushed out a little bit there. But so June is still the earliest, with about 85% expecting a pivot in the interest rate in July. That would be perfect timing if you think about it for after all the crypto news that we've got. Obviously, Prodank sharding, Deacon upgrade in March, Bitcoin halving in April, and of course in May, the Ethereum ETS potentially being approved. And that therefore June, July would fill in the other gaps with an interest rate pivot there somewhere. So it's kind of the play at the moment. Let's jump over to crypto though. And at the moment, look at this. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Green. Man, we've just had so much fun on the show because everything's been so green lately. Definitely has been amazing. A big welcome to Francis in the house there. Hello. Good to see you, Francis. Excavator as well. Hey, gang. Welcome to the chat. And Wookie is fueled up and ready to rock there. Or rocket, he should say. BTC there, $62,237, up 9%. Woo-hoo-hoo! Dominance there, 52.5%. So Bitcoin increased its dominance. As you guys know, typically the flow is that Bitcoin will rise and then it will consolidate and then Ethereum will rise and the altcoin season will be on. That's kind of what we're waiting for there. So there's always a little bit of delay there. Ethereum at the moment, though, pushing higher, 3.73%, $3,370, doing pretty well. We got some really outliers there. Dodge is up 18% to 11.6 cents. You can see Tony is up, is up there 20%. ABT is up 22%. So there's some outliers there. And Solana is up 7.8% to $116.70. So there we go, folks. BNB just under 5% growth there at $415. What else is looking pretty interesting? ADA is up almost 1% at 63 cents. What else is interesting there? Let's just jump through some of those. SHIB is up 7.6% there at quadruple 012. So you got a bit of movers across the board, but still, still modestly waiting for a lot of the altcoin run yet, right? Still waiting for that, but Bitcoin got to move first, and boy, is it trying to. Let's jump away from Bitcoin and have a look, a bit more of a deep dive. So this is a Bitcoin chart on Coinbase. And of course, there it is. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! This yellow line, by the way, is the 50-day moving average. So look at that price rocketing. The high. So Bitcoin, I said it hit 60,000, but it actually hit 64,000. 64. I'll say it again, $64,100. That's what it hit. Is that crazy? It's pretty amazing. The low of the day was 56,700. So that's incredible amount. So what's that? 7.3. That's a just over $7,000 range. That's incredible for the day. Massive range there. Look at that volume come in. Amazing. So that's pretty much it. Obviously, we're getting closer to the Bitcoin halving as well. That is coming up. That is 48 days away. So still quite a way to go. And the price of Bitcoin is pumping. And of course, you guys know it's being fueled by the Bitcoin ETFs and other big players are buying. So pretty cool. Michael Saylor and people like that. So it's looking pretty amazing. Let's jump over to the weekly here and have a look at the weekly. And check that out. Bam, on Bitcoin. We're going to scroll that over. This is the weekly chart. Let's get rid of the overlays. And that is it. Look at that. That's our previous last bull market there. Is that insane? Look at this thing. Woo! Bullish. Look at that thing, man. I mean, this back here in 8th November, the week of 8th November there, and the price got to 69,000. And we're currently at the 62,550 with the high of the day of 64,100. That is incredible. Look at that. Look at that rise there. Wow. Price discovery is on. Is that an understatement? Our price discovery is on. And we are only just under 10% away. Just under 10% away from hitting the all-time high of 69,000. That is some insane stuff there. And of course, we got much closer to that earlier today on the old chart there. So pretty crazy. That is the price there on the weekly. Looking pretty amazing. And bring it on. And that means that because we're doing so well now, we've still got so far to go to the Bitcoin halving, and we've got all this funds flowing into Bitcoin. that means potentially the price target for the bull market is way higher, right? So you guys know we've been talking about 150 to 180 kind of being where most people have been predicting, but some people have higher price targets, and we're going to talk about Richard Hart's today. So let's get into that. All right. So James Steffert, before we do that, James Steffert here, one of the big analysts of Bloomberg, says a new record for Bitcoin ETF trading volume is officially 7.69 billion. Previous record was 4.66 billion from launch today. So the Bitcoin ETF trading going up and away. Pretty crazy. And you can see the numbers there. Look at that big candle there today compared to other candles. Look at that. So absolutely amazing. And of course, iShares there. Grayscale iShares went to 3.3 billion. Incredible trading there. So some good stuff happening there. And that was from that was 11 o'clock. So that was about an hour and 50 minutes ago, that update. So it's from James Steffert. So you can sort of see really things are getting hot to trot on the old Bitcoin there. I think, was it Coinbase or something like that was also closed for trading or something, but people could trade through the Bitcoin ETFs. I think that happened too today. That was pretty neat. Now, Richard's been talking about, so that's the current thing that's driving the price at the moment. But Richard's given out his prediction, in question mark. He's got a question mark there, but 241,500 Bitcoin, that's his kind of target. And as you guys know, if we got up, that's right at the top of the range for a lot of people. However, some people, talking about 400,000, which is the price of, it would be the equivalent to the market cap of gold, 400K. But 241, that's pretty awesome. As you guys know, 150 to 180 has typically been where a lot of people have felt is where the price could go. And one of those, of course, is Tom Lee, and he was pretty much right around. He was the only one right around the S&P 500, and now he's got a target for 150 to 180 for Bitcoin. But Richard Hart's way above that, 241,500. Now, as you guys know, Richard did call the bottom essentially. He did think it might go down to 11K in prayer, if you remember. But he did say in a video that because of all the money printing and a few different things, that it could get to 15,000, and that's pretty much where it got to, if I remember rightly, around that 16,000 at the bottom. So he didn't do too bad with the bottom call as well as his top calls, right? So pretty good, and obviously not perfect, but pretty close on some of these calls. And now he's got another call here for the upside, 241,500 Bitcoin, and he's got a question mark there. So pretty bullish from Richard with the outlook. So, if we're at 62 at the moment, we've got a long way to go, right? A long way to go to that. So let's just quickly do some quick math. 641 divided by 62. That's a 3.9x from here. 3.9x for here for the top of the bull market. That could be, beginning next year. We'll see when it is. But that's going to be pretty fun to see. Now, BTC is up 30% from its ETF launch price of 49 days ago. This is the opposite of what it did when I called the multi-year bear tops on futures launch in 2017, around 20,000 and 65,000 tops years ago for the Coinbase IPO. Notice how I didn't call the top this time. I guess I'm smart, says Richard. Crypto Twitter is basically silent because they sold their coins to the bankers. You can't really blame them because the SEC only passed the ETF 3 votes to 2. And usually crypto has dumped for such large events. Also, there's the fear of sales. Say, for instance, Mt. Gox, that's been pretending to be a sell event for like 10 years now. Now that Wall Street is on board, if it continues like it has been, they could likely absorb all the sales anyway, which leaves you here. You've been in a bull market for a year and a half in BTC. Bitcoin is up 4x in 464 days. Incentive token on Pulsechain is up 7.4x in 52 days. Pulsex is up 5.7x in 167 days. Pulsechain is up 4x in 185 days. And Hex is up 2x in 52 days. So that's from Richard there. In summary, Bitcoin's price going up is good for all of crypto, and the coins I founded are beating Bitcoin. If you're looking for better technology, better security, better throughput, better fees, better for the environment, and better potential, you've found it. P.S. Since this is uncharted territory, it's not even certain what the dumps will look like in this new paradigm. And that's what I've said to you for some time, is that, yeah, we're going to have a cool bull market, but there will be some significant dumps on the way. You could get caught out by that, but we will have pretty incredible buying demand as well. Will BTC still do 40% dumps? Question mark. So just keep that, and keep aware of that all the time as we move through this bull market. There are, after having such an incredible rise, that we can get these dumps in play before as we go up to the big numbers. Will it take years just to do a 3.5x, the old all-time high, like it did from 20K to 69K? Maybe longer with less gains because it's heavier. Who really cares when we've got a better tech and potential anyway on Pulsechain.com there? And of course, he posted a couple of the charts there. That is the Bitcoin chart. He posted the incentive chart there. I think that's the Pulse chart there. Pulsex chart, sorry. And that's I think the Pulse Die one there. Yeah. So that is the charts there. He's had 133,000 views on that so far. Pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. All right, we got some comments there. I think that's it. So that is it from Richard, which is pretty cool. 241,000 target. We'll keep an eye out on that. And he has been pretty good with his top and bottom calls. He also put out some more out here 7 hours ago. I usually miss the bottom. I was also 20% wrong so far, guessing the S&P would dump when it was 20% below where it is now. That's why I warn you where their guesses and not financial advice. I'm okay. I'm usually right. I'm still amazing. Bitcoin isn't at new all-time highs yet, and neither are the coins. I found it. It's okay. The best way to predict the future is to build it. There, that's from Richard there, and he's got a few little referrals there. Let's go back out of that. We also got another update from Richard, which was pretty awesome. Now, this is the bottom call that I was talking about, where he actually got pretty close. If you think about it from this video, this particular video, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that actually. So let me just stop sharing the screen there, and let me share this tab for the volume. Let's play this one.
85%. Time to go down 85%, down to 11K. Maybe they printed so much money you don't get 11K. Maybe you get 15K. But I don't think 30K is the bottom. Time to go down 85%, down to 11K. Maybe they printed so much money you don't get 11K. Maybe you get 15K. But I don't think 30K is the bottom.
There we are. So that was pretty good call in hindsight, pretty close actually with the adjusted number there. So looking pretty good. All right. So that is that. Let me just move away. I want to get rid of that. And we're going to share the screen again without the audio. And bam, that is it on that one. So pretty bullish from Richard. And I think he's done pretty well there. 8 hours ago as well, he put this out. Bears wrecked beyond all belief. It doesn't mean Bitcoin bears are wrecked beyond all belief. It doesn't mean there's not dips in the game. I bet there is. Bears hope. Markets dumped from Mt. Gox. Various seizures from government of the Silk Road hacker and Bitfinex hacker coins. Ross Ulbricht's Silk Road coins. Resistance at the top, 69K. Funding rates for futures being high, meaning many people are margin long. The issue is for bears is the ETFs have done such a serious volume and appear to be on ramping fresh new Wall Street money high off the all-time highs of the S&P 500. That's very critical component there, and of course we cover that every day. Basically, in my opinion, unless the ETFs stop buying, it's very bullish. Then you've got the news that will hit the airways that when Bitcoin hits new all-time highs, it already hit new all-time highs in many countries with currencies not the dollar. Anyway, I have no crystal ball. The last bear hope is probably an S&P 500 dump from interest rate cuts, and that's probably the case there. That's what we've been talking about. It's one of our two key, negatives potentially for markets generally, and the other one, of course, being the geopolitical risk of China and Taiwan. But even in this case, there's a month of lag usually, or maybe some Wall Street dude will just wreck the longs for a bit by fat fingering a sell. Welcome to volatility only to the upside recently. Haha, so he says. So that is from Richard. There's I think we got some more stuff there. So been pretty active today. 2 hours ago, still the best. Also, while Coinbase and other exchanges went down, Pulsechain is doing just great. And yeah, wrap Bitcoin trades there as well. Obviously, so does ETH, right? So, and you can trade with ETH and wrap Bitcoin, particularly ETH, they bridged in ETH from Ethereum, and you can trade over on Pulsechain without any fees. So that's kind of the advantage there with high gas prices on Ethereum at the moment. Yeah, there we are. Cool. So that is some of the stuff there from Richard. What else we got there? I think we get any more. I think we did 1 hour ago. Bitcoin. Let's do a little thought experiment. Let's say you got or minted for free $1 of Hex at a penny, and in more than a year it was under a penny. Then you sacrificed it and made a political statement on July the 15th, 2021, when Hex was between 12 and 21 cents. Then a couple of years later, you got free PLS. Check my math, but I think you've gotten between 122,000 and 217,000 Pulse. That free Pulse is now worth $16 to $28 right now. This doesn't include bonuses. This doesn't include any rewards from staking. This doesn't include big payday. Each of these was really massive for some people. In short, Pulsechain.com is amazing. It helps ETH, and it was given away for free to millions. Hex is amazing. It too was given away for free. PulseX guys haven't waited as long as the Pulsechain guys have. And by the way, look at this awesome chart. And so he's got the Pulse chart here versus DAI, 000132 there, looking up to the upside there. Over 145 days, up 372%. And that's kind of cool. I like that. That's 42,000 views on that one. And he just put that out an hour ago. He has got an imposter trying to mimic him online, who's got a lot of flowers on there. So just be careful of that imposter, right? That's probably the other thing there. So that is from Richard Hart. Pretty awesome updates from him today. We always enjoy it when Richard gives us heaps of his opinions on things, especially while the market is really starting to make new highs and challenge the previous all-time high. So here we are at the moment. We're going to move to Ethereum. Ethereum at the moment, $3,380, moving up really high. It actually tried to tackle $3,500 earlier, got to $3,492 as the high today, the low of $3,185, currently at $3,383, moving up in strength along with Bitcoin. So Ethereum doing very well today. And of course, as you guys know, we got big news coming. And we got the Deacon upgrade. That is getting closer. That's going to be proto-dank sharding, blobs, and hopefully lower the cost there on second layer protocols quite a bit. But I'm not sure how much it will do for Ethereum itself. There we go. So 13 days to go until the Deacon upgrade. So super bullish news to keep funding, this push to the upside. And of course, Bitcoin rallying as well. And, Ethereum likely to do some amazing stuff here. Then we've got 48 days, of course, to the Bitcoin halving. And then, of course, after that, we've got the Ethereum ETFs 84 days away from that as well. So you can see the news in the next couple of months. Just unbelievable for crypto. And then maybe we might even have a bonus if we get it's going to be a double-edged sword, isn't it? The interest rate pivot. We get an interest rate pivot, typically stock market pivots as well. That could lower the wealth effect and therefore the risk-on effect for crypto. We'll see. Maybe crypto will just keep pushing on, but got to be on the cautious side there to the downside potentially, and maybe after having a massive rally over the next couple of months, we potentially have that pullback before we move higher and higher, and maybe up towards slowly tracking towards Richard Hart's target, for example, or at least at that 150 to 180k target, like Tom Lee talks about. So that's kind of the play there. All right, so that is Ethereum looking like a boss. Amazing there. Man, the next couple of months is going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, everyone's going to be trying to look for those pullbacks. Now, with bullish Bitcoin and bullish Ethereum, we've had high gas prices, right? And look at this as the last 24 hours. And, man, we almost got up to 300 Gwei. That was 6:30 this morning, Kiwi time. Man. It's now 12, almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But look at that gas spike there. That's Mount Everest of gas prices there. We know back in the bull market, you used to get Gwei up at 3,000 plus, didn't you? So it can be insane. This is just the opening salvo for the high gas prices, even with the proto-dank sharding, in my opinion. So there we go. That is it. And the gas is coming down now. You guys know typically from when I do the live stream, the next 8 hours is typically when we get lower Gwei generally. But, of course, the markets are pretty pumping, pretty heating at the moment. So we'll see how it goes over the next couple of days into the weekend as well. Typically weekends are a better time for lower Gwei. But at the moment, it's coming down to about 50 Gwei at the moment. So there we go. That is it. And of course, almost 24 hours ago, we were down in the 30s here. You can see that here. But man, this big Bitcoin pump. And of course, the Ethereum pump there, it has been pretty ruthless on the old gas fees there. That's why Pulsechain is so good to do business, right? And especially if you got wrapped ETH over there, you can do some good stuff. Obviously, we've got a free bridge at the moment, so the bridge is pretty much free. Just take that into account as well. Hey, it looks like we've got Hex Force 1 in the house. Hello, Superman Hexkins. Big shout out to you. Big supporter of the channel. 14 months. A big shout out, Hex Force 1. I really do appreciate the support. And thank you very much for being such a regular, awesome community member as well. That is looking good. Let's get into it. We're going to get into Pulsechain. Pulsechain day 292. When does Pulsechain make another move? We're going to talk about that. So day 292. let's get into it. And before we do, let's say hello to people in the chat, because there's a few more comments. Hope you guys are enjoying today and the last couple of days, because you guys have been waiting for this bull market, and we're getting the early stages, and they're aggressive. The early stages are aggressive. So kind of cool. I think we got up to Hexcavator and Wookie. We got Francis in the house. France says hello. Sandy Beach says, wow, Bitcoin almost all-time high. I know, it's pretty incredible for sure. Eddie's in the house says Hex Pulse and Pulsex bull is gearing up, so hold your horses. That's probably a good way of looking at it. You know, once we've got Bitcoin moving, then we got Ethereum's going to probably move do the damage with some probably double-digit increase days, and then of course all the rest of the altcoins, including Pulsechain, have their light in the sun. Maybe this weekend we'll see how we go with that. Stevie D in the house there. Hey, Superman Hexkins, good to see you, Stevie D. Eliza as well. Bitcoin already broke all-time high on some exchanges, says Eliza. Stevie D says, great catching you live. Hey, it's a pleasure, Stevie D. Every time you manage to do that. And Blobfish King is in the house there with the emoji king. Looking good. Check my pulse in the house there too. What's up, y'all? Good to see Check My Pulse. Trev as well. Trev Newman, good to see you. Nice wave. I like that little character you got there. Great work, mate. I appreciate that. Doing my best. We love it. We're sharing the journey together. That's all I can say. Astrid in the house there. Woohoo! Good to see Astrid. Welcome to the chat. And Silverbacked as well. Hey, all. Good to see Silverbacked. Eliza says Richard can be so deceptive. X is still down 97%, says Eliza. Well, you know, we've got the bull market is warming up, Eliza, so we're looking forward to it. And we've got the yields, right? The yields are looking pretty good. Once it goes, though, over 3 cents combined, Eliza, we're off to the races. And it's going to happen at some stage and catch a lot of people off guard. So don't be one of those people. Probably all I would say about that. Tintop says, what's up, Hexkins? What's up? Hey, good to see you, Tintop. And Sandy says that have your 300,000 Bean token liquid in your wallet for a chance for the NFT. Yeah, they got that giveaway, haven't they, for that? What's the project team they're working with? I forgot what team we're with, but they're working on that too. All right, let's get back into it. Pulsechain, let's do it. So day 292 results. So we're heading towards 300 days on Pulsechain. 000132 is the price of Pulse at the moment. 33% above the mean sacrifice price, down 2% for the day at the moment. And of course, we've got Pulsex there, probably being a bit affected too, you know, by the other, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other stuff moving. So people probably moving back and forth there to capture value before they move it back to Pulsechain. That's probably that lag there. Pulsex there, Quadruple 0504, down 2.9% at the moment. And the buy and burn, look at that, looking pretty good. 712.1 billion Pulsex has been bought up and burned. Remember, that's part of the magic, part of the secret sauce of the Pulsechain Pulsex combo is this buy and burn. And remember, it's not just a burn, but it's a buy and burn. And so many projects have now copied this sort of thing a lot. So we're at 3.48% of the public supply is bought up and burned so far. And we're waiting for the Power City Earn protocol to launch. Hopefully they'll get around a solution around for the Oracle there. Incentive token at the moment, $3.22, down 3% at the moment. And the actual supply in the market, 25.2 million incentive tokens. And of course, they are emitted from the Pulsex V1 farms, right? That's how you get those incentive tokens. And so the supply's got that scarcity play on there. And who knows what will happen in the future around any Pulsex DAO or anything else. We just don't know how Richard's playing that. But that is we're looking forward to. PX at the moment. So PX down 3.26%, 1.48 cents. So just below 1.5 pennies at the moment. EHEX at the moment at 87 100th of a penny. The combined price of EHEX and PX is at 2.34 cents there. So that is the combined price of EHEX and PX. So that's Hex on Pulsechain and Hex on Ethereum is 2.34 cents. Now, once this breaks 3 cents, man, I think we're off to the races. And it's all going to happen pretty quickly once we get there. I think it's going to be pretty aggressive. So look out for that. That's a pump for the future. And some people will miss it, to be honest. Let's be fair. That's what happens. It's just the way it goes. I'm not trying to be negative, but, you know, people get fudded out or they're playing around and other stuff and then they miss it. You know, it's pretty much what can happen there. 2.34 cents. So there we are at the moment on the charts for day 292. Let's quickly check the charts. So at the moment, we're still looking very good for Pulse at 000132. Sitting nice for when Pulsechain is going to have its light in the sun or day in the sun there. And the RSI is pretty chill at 52. And we've got the MACD starting to turn. So we might be getting pretty close. Maybe this weekend we might see that run up, maybe even tomorrow. Keep a lookout for Pulsechain. but it's definitely got the pre-foundations, preconditions for that takeoff. That is Pulsechain. Pulsex at the moment is sitting at quadruple 050, and of course we just rolled over. Yeah, we've got a new candle, brand new candle. We just rolled over the day. So yesterday's candle is here in red, and look at this. We got a bullish EMA cross here on Pulsex. So that bodes well. Let's see what we can do in the next 24, 48 hours. And we got tons of room in the RSI there at 51 for the old Pulsex. As you guys know, I repeat it every day. We're waiting for Power City Earn Protocol, and that's going to be massively bullish for Pulsechain too. So we'll see when they come out. I think they wanted to launch already, but the Fetch Oracle has delayed them, and they're looking for solutions there. We've got incentive token at the moment is at $3.22. The ratio to Pulse, let's have a look at that. That is the main thing I'm looking at. And yeah, we broke out of that resistance in the channel of 24,000. We pulled back a little bit to test it a little bit there at 24,355, but still looking very good for the upside now as the incentive token. Therefore, a pretty good yield. And if Pulse goes up, then, you know, obviously you're making pretty mad percentages on there for the incentive token. PX, of course, is not quite, it's still dragging down this bearish cross. So still on the weaker side at the moment. So it's still time to get in on this on Hex before it does make its mad move sometime in the future. And it's currently at 1.5 cents there. So still, you know, on the bottom of the range, but still, you know, it's going to happen at some stage. We're down pretty cool on the RSI, 43. So that might drop a little bit there. And then maybe we can start rallying up there. The MACD is not quite showing. It's turning a little bit, but not quite showing across there to the upside. But it might get pretty close to the next day or two. Maybe by the weekend, we will see. Certainly, as we say, we've got that delay between Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, and of course Pulsechain included to make the move. EHEX as well is currently at 8,500th of a penny, so looking a bit weak as well. So definitely an opportunity to get into Hex while it's so weak. But of course, people chasing whatever's pumping at the moment. So that's the play as well. RSI pretty chill at 43, and the MACD not pretty similar story there, not quite crossed over yet, but definitely looking pretty interesting. The other thing, of course, we got the BankX, right? So if I don't think this has moved up here at 1.1 cents upwards. We got the BankX sale wall on the Ethereum side. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out because it's something like $40 million. I still believe it's still in place. I've got to go. I'm supposed to check it the last 2 days. I keep forgetting, but maybe I'll try and do that later today. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Third day lucky, right? Third day lucky. All right. So that's kind of it. Let's look at EHEX, PHEX on the daily. This is combined price here on InvestX.io, the #1 workstation on Pulsechain. InvestX.io there. I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm just letting you know because I think they've done a great job on Pulsechain. There are 2.3 cents there. That is the price. And of course, you guys know we're trying to break this 3 cent up here. See this here? That's key. So once we do that, maybe bounce off the bottom here, it's off to the races for Hex for sure. And of course, I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday or the day before? We covered a lot of people's price predictions for Hex between $1 and 25 cents. Actually, was the bottom of the range, but 25 cents up to $10. I think was the kind of the range that we had, depending on who you're asking. But that is the play, and we're still just chilling at the bottom at the moment. Kind of cool. All right, so that's day 292. Let's go look to the validators. Validators at the moment 51,952. That's definitely gone up. But it's gone down actually. Just realized it's gone down. 51,952. Validators, the total amount's gone down from 1.68 trillion down to 1.66 trillion there. So someone's taken a bit out there. Maybe it's temporary. Maybe they'll jump back tomorrow. Who knows? But that is with the validators. The gas prices on Pulsechain, man, if it's insane on Ethereum, we saw over almost 300 Gwei on today. Look at how cheap Pulsechain is. 222,000 beats. Super cheap on the Gwei. 1/10 of a penny for a Pulsex transfer or Pulsex swap. 600th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 2/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. So super cheap on Pulsechain. 59 Gwei at the moment on Ethereum. $71 to do a swap. It's indicated here. And 6,750 times cheaper is Pulsechain and Ethereum. So it's a pretty awesome place to do stuff. Like I say, if you got wrapped ETH, for example, bridged in from Ethereum, then you move it around without any cost there. That's probably an interesting number there. And I know that Wookie loves that. So it's going to where it plays. 7,300 times cheaper than Bitcoin, $4.53 at the moment, and pretty much cheaper than everybody else. And that's kind of cool, right? Finally, let's get to the heart of the thing, right? The bridge. How much money is coming over? Let's have a look here. 137. So we've definitely gone up here. $137.2 million. So we're up a couple $1 million. and this is the number we're going to be watching, right? And as we go into the bull market. So keep a lookout for this from day to day. This could really start going up to the right. Now, if you haven't checked out on X platform, they have a pulse alerts. That sort of shows you the money that's going back and forth, the big money. So you can definitely check that on pulse alerts. But look at that, pretty up and away there. And USDL is also not included, but it's at $32 million as well. We're waiting for Power City Earn Protocol. We're going to have a third stablecoin, PXDC. That's going to be pretty badass as well. So kind of cool so far. We definitely got a bit more money over on the chain today. That is day 292. We're going to be starting day 293. Let's get into the next categories though, PRC20s. And let's have a look at those. We'll sort by liquidity and go through those. So PDI at the moment is down at 1800ths of a penny. So that's just chill at the moment. Obviously, Pulsechain is all pretty chill. There's a couple of opportunities, so we'll definitely pick up some of those. Anything that's down particularly a lot and you think it's actually a pretty good pickup, you should consider accumulating a bit of that, particularly the blue chip stuff. We got the SHIB down 3%. Wise is down. Sorry, Pepe is up 6%. So Pepe actually making a bit of a rise today out of the main coins. So that is looking pretty good. So that uptrend still looking pretty good, intact as the old Pepe. So not bad there at all. And the RSI cooled off, right? The RSI cooled. Let's look at that one more time. No, sorry, that's SHIB. SHIB there. The SHIB's just humming along, but Pepe that was up 6%, and the RSI there I just noticed is a chill at 52. Look at that, not bad. And you got a nice little uptrend. Well, we'll see what happens there with the Pepe. Kind of looking good. What else is looking pretty interesting? ApeCoin is down 25%. So ApeCoin is down 25. Compound is down 20%. They had a big rally, right? You know, after the big money. We didn't talk about this yesterday, but or we did briefly talk about it because someone raised it. But the Treasury, the Sacrifice wallet had moved a whole ton of money over into, I think, the Aave and Compound. And so that was an interesting move by Richard or whoever controls the Sacrifice wallets. Pretty interesting there. So we'll see what happens. Multiple use cases for that. What else? Let's see here, everything else down. Pepe, yeah, it's up pretty. See this little liquidity report's up 24% on that one. Pretty crazy. So that is pretty much it at the moment. Let's jump over to the meme coins. That's our third category, meme coins. And we can see PTC Direct Grace. This thing is unrelenting. It just keeps going up and up and up and away. This thing's like a boss. Look at this thing, man. This thing is like a boss. And of course, we covered this early on this channel. It's currently at quadruple 0.85. Yeah, I think we were one of the earliest people to cover it. And look at this thing, up and away. Quadruple 0.8565, up 5.44% today. Look at that volume coming too recently. Pretty amazing. It's also associated to the Alien token, which helps support this token as well. I think it burns a certain amount of it. So pretty cool. You can see Alien down here. There's Alien's down 11.3%, but that is down there at the moment. That's associated to that one. Access Alive, the big influencer, is down 5% at the moment, 15,400. Really hasn't recovered from that big whale selling off the other day, and plus with Pulsechain not being, pumping at the moment. But that's possibly a good pickup. It's up to you to decide on that. Note token from Randy Alaski just sitting below 2/10 of a penny. Of course, multiple liquidity pools for that, and the Pulse Pot is you can use Note token on Pulse Pot there, and Randy Alaski, of course, a big influencer. That is his project there. That's pumping along there. There's no permissions social group if you want to get part of that. Plus, he's also doing Pulse Pot gaming sessions on Wednesdays, which is pretty fun. I like it when influencers, support the projects. Kind of cool. What else there? We got everything is pretty much down, so there's lots of opportunities in here as well. So there we are. That's pretty much it. We're going to jump over to the main event, number 4, Pulsechain projects. This is where we got a lot of the utilities and things like that. We do have a bit more green shoots here. Love token is up 3.5%. 9-inch is up. That's 9-inch versus 9-inch. So 9-inch from Ethereum is up 2.4%. Pulse Pot. Oh man, Pulse Pot. Look at this thing, man. Pulse Pot is up $9.33. Wow, from Jacob's ecosystem. You guys wonder why I cover his ecosystem so much? Well, because it's incredible. You got the latest DeFi, the most innovative DeFi, and the price. It's very good at tokenomics, getting better and better all the time. And let's go for a quick check of Pulse Pot. Let's check it out. Has he got the other 3 games coming out there? Not even yet. We're waiting for Price Calls, Chain Race, and Roulette. They're in development, but Chain Races, I think, is the next one we're expecting. There was talk about it coming out on Monday, but maybe it's the Monday coming up. But in any case, that's coming down the line there. Already 3 games in play. We already had a teaser too with the karate fight with Ben Armstrong. So waiting for that. But man, look at that price. Speaks for the $9.33, looking like a boss there, up 5.7%, especially while Pulsechain is down, right? What's it going to do when Pulsechain goes up? Wow, that's pretty crazy. Line Token is up 2% at the moment. That's pretty good. Tetra's up 1%. These are some of our blue chips. Let's see what else is up at the moment. Yeah, Love Token. Communist is up 10% there, 11%. Some big moves. PLN. Well, I got PLN. PLN, one of our best on-ramp, off-ramps with the Bitcoin Lightning Network as well. And it's super fast. I don't know if you guys have used it super fast. And it may be an alternative to getting off cheap too. Or if you're taking money out of Pulsechain, then it may be a good cheap option to do that. Maybe you could use BNB or something like that. There's other options there to on-ramp, off-ramp. 13% at the moment is the increase there, looking pretty good. And Fame is up 2% as well. Fame, the big GMX fork, perpetual trading, is where people do margin trading up to 30x, I believe it was. That's performed very well from the PH universe. Weight token there is up 6% there from Coast. Obviously, I think they're still not active at the moment. Let's go ahead and check that out. Actually, remember yesterday I covered that. They had suspended their deposits and withdrawals for Coast. But let's have a look. Not sure how I capitalized that, but there we are. Let's see if they've actually changed. We had that pause, if you remember rightly. Pulsechain's only fiat off ramp, burn CSD, get USD. Yeah. Not sure if they actually got that back on there again. Yeah, I don't see that in there at the moment. Looks like it's still probably not active from yesterday. Buy is line. Oh, well, yeah, it still looks like it's probably not active at the moment. So you can check that out yourself. But there we go. What else? I think that's it. Now let's look for any opportunities. What opportunities are in the market? Let's have a look here. Internet money is down 50%. The potential opportunity there. There's been some controversy around KZ ZX there. I haven't been able to see any source documents for that yet, but that is a bit of a controversial 11%. That is a fork of Tornado Cash there, doing anonymous transactions. So we'll see what happens there. DEX is down. That's our latest DEX. That's down 10% at the moment. But what is a good opportunity there? Let's jump through some of these. Let me look down here. Or maybe Burn Token. That's got possibly opportunity there. Yeah, that's kind of it actually. So maybe Time Token, Internet Money. There's a little bit of opportunity to possibly pick up a little bit cheaper there on the volume. Waiting for the turnaround in Pulsechain. It's probably about the biggest opportunity out of that list at the moment. All right, let's go to the PRC 404s. I know you guys love it, but man, we had some action here. Look at the Gophers. Now, they finally did the burn, right? They burnt the supply side and they bought up some more of the Gophers. So now this is really scarce and the price has responded. So, there we go. $1,291 up on the upside there for Gophers 404s. This is from Dipcatcher and the Maximus team, and up 16% on Pulsechain. So there we go. Nice little move there on that. So check out Dipcatcher and Maximus for more details about that. But that's basically it. They did do the burn. I think it was over 1,000 Gophers. So much more scarce now. And really doing well. Really doing well. And the first PRC 404 contract on Pulsechain. So they got that part of it as well. Great liquidity. There's a lot more liquidity support for the price and less supply. And, it's doing very well. That's all the other PRC 404s, at least on my list at the moment, all down. So there we go. All right. Let's jump away from that. I think that's all we're going to talk about there. I think that's it. Yeah, we had Zen. So Zen at the moment, we're going to do PRC Zen. I think that's up pretty good. P Zen there. Yeah, it's taking a little breather, but it's still up 4.5%. And why is this rising, right? Well, the X1 chain from Jack Levin there is looking better and better and better all the time. It's going to have now artificial intelligence included, and this could be a world's first, a layer above the blockchain there. So this is going to be pretty bullish, and it's going to look like a world first. And also, they're going to have the Hygiene layer, if you guys are familiar with that, where you can stake native tokens on the X1 chain. And that's going to be pretty bullish. You earn a native token plus you earn the XN coin, which will be the main coin on Zen there. So pretty bullish. If you want to find out more details about this, jump into our Discord and join the strategy club. We put in some of the potential extra returns that you might be able to make from this. Could be pretty massive. So definitely looking pretty good at the moment. You can see the price is running up there at the moment on a PZN as well. So what could it be when the pool party launches, which is the big auction, monthly auction, and of course when X1 chain launches, maybe in April, we'll see. But definitely some cool stuff happening there around PZN as well in the X1 chain. So kind of cool. All right, that leads us into Hex, of course. Let's see how we're going there. Hex.com, check it out. Before we do that, though, let's get back in the chat there. We're at 45 minutes on the hour. We've got a few more comments in here, so let's see who else has jumped in there. I think we got up to Silverback, didn't we? Yeah, we got up to that. We got up to Tin Top. Christians in house say, hey, yo, Pulsechain, Hex, Pulsex incentive. Yes, sir, says CC. We Hex down under as well. Hey, it's been a little while. Hey, Superman, how's your walks going? You keep yourself out of trouble, sir. Indeed, I agree with you on that. Have a great stream, says Sandy Beach. Thank you so much. You too. I'm bullish on the Alien, says CC. Yeah, Alien's doing pretty well. Down today. Maybe an opportunity to pick up a bit more there for you. Finally being the DGN King is paying, says CC. Nice one. You've done pretty well on that one. All right, let's get into the Hex.com. You can buy Hex on Ethereum or Pulsechain. And, of course, get in while the price is still down. And, of course, you can start mining more Hex with your T-shares. So that's what you want to do, swap your Hex for T-shares, start mining. We have had a little bit of delay on the dates here, on the data here. We're still waiting for day 1549 or day 292 on Pulsechain. We do have yesterday's results, though, so we'll quickly go through that. Day 1548. We had, for the 27th of February, we had 6.8 Hex per T-share, same as the day before. What else is looking pretty interesting here? The yield at the moment for existing T-shares, 37.6% on Ethereum. There's Hex on Ethereum. And the ownership pool, up a couple of thousand T-shares the last couple of days, sitting at 9,557,000 T-shares in the ownership pool. Hex is really easy to understand. There's an ownership pool with T-shares in it. How do you get T-shares? Well, you basically burn your Hex that you buy for T-shares, and you get mine more Hex. And then the second thing is there's a reward pool, and basically people in the ownership pool with T-shares get the reward pool every day. That's pretty much it. And the yields are pretty attractive for particularly for existing T-share miners. The higher the price of Hex goes up, of course, the higher that US dollar payout will be in the future as well. So there's going to be some critical mass point there, I'm sure. 300. We had pretty modest penalties the last 2 days. After that, massive penalties there from the shark, 233 million. But we're sitting at about 65 million in that reward pool I told you about. So we've got T-share pool who own the reward pool. That's pretty much it. And the reward pool's looking pretty good. Yeah, we had 19 increase yesterday. Liquid holders down 1 on the miners there. So that is kind of the numbers. For day 1548, we're waiting for day 1549. Pulsechain as well. This is a day behind, but we had 6.8 Hex per T-share on the payout there for Pulsechain for the 27th of February. And of course, that the day 292. This is for day 291. Day 292 will be out shortly. The yield at the moment 35% for APY for the existing T-share miners. What else there? The ownership pool was down the day before, but up today, or at least up on the 27th there. 8,723 T-shares. So it's about just over 100,000 more T-shares on Pulsechain than there's on Ethereum now. They actually got really close, and now they've completely separated. So there we go. It's just the way it goes. Now, penalties. Pretty decent penalties, 1.3 million today. Or at least on that day. I keep saying today, but it's yesterday. 65.7 million in the reward pool. Growth numbers pretty awesome. Look at the Pulsechain liquid holders keep going up and away. Up 34. Miners, no change today and down 8 yesterday or the day before. So those are the results. Obviously, the current results will be out pretty shortly. We are about 19 minutes through, but maybe it's another 10, 20 minutes away that the day's results will be out. That's on hexstats.today if you want to find out what those are when they come out in maybe 10, 20 minutes. Hexstats.today is the website. Pretty easy to find. And we've got those links and our useful links in our Discord as well. Join up today. I think that's it. Is that it on there? Yeah, looking pretty good. We're on day 1550 on Ethereum. Can you believe it? That's crazy. And day 293 on Pulsechain. So, man, that 1550, that's pretty cool. All right, that is Hex.com. What a day. What a live stream it has been. We've covered so much bullishness stuff. It has been so good. Hex down under says off back out to the tractor. Take care, Superman. Get out in that sun and shine, brother, and stretch those legs. This Hex down under some wise words. They're from Hex down under there. All right, woohoo! All right, we're up to 49 minutes in the day. Enjoy the pump. The pump is out there, as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say. And of course, enjoy the Magic Carpet ride on Pulsechain. I'm sure it's coming soon. So just a bit of patience there. And so very nice. Let's get into it. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. See you in Discord. I'll be there as well. And in the meantime, enjoy the Magic Carpet ride. It is coming upon us this year. And of course, let's hear from Richard Hart himself about that. Take care. Bye for now. Catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.